All right, everybody. Welcome to yet another new show with myself and Jim E. Noble. We just can't seem to get enough of you all. So hopefully y'all are having a good time with us hanging out with you as well. Today we are doing our first ever sort of Kickstarter panel here. Of course, Jim's campaign did end already today, so congrats to Jim. Hello everybody, I'm Tom Hutchison. Y'all know who I am, you know what's going on. We're gonna go ahead and bring Jim on right now because Jim, his campaign finished today. Kitty Banger broke all previous totally rad records. Tell him what happened, Jim.
We came in at a goal of $500, and by the end of it, we had over 326 backers and $30,664. Two away from 666, but yeah, 664. I'll take it. Shattering all previous records. I think the most we had on one of our campaigns was 300 backers and 26,600. So this is amazing.
Excellent. Yes, congrats. Jim has been doing Kickstarters for a while now. A little bit of growth every time. That's the goal. That is the goal, folks. Every time you do one, do a little bit more. Grow the fan base, because the backers is as important as the dollars. So even if you guys are only jumping in on Kickstarters and getting whatever the basic book is, don't feel like you're obligated to like go in for like $800. Just come support indie comics, support creator-owned books, support the things that you like. Obviously, we're not telling you to just go fund everything that's on Kickstarter right now, but definitely fund the people that you're talking to tonight. Up next here, we're going to bring in Wes Hartman. What's up, Mr. Wes? Hey, guys, a lot of you will know Wes. Wes and I worked for the first time on the spin-off comics, the first appearance of Catnip there. He did the interiors on that book. But right now, Wes has a book running that we're gonna look at everybody's campaigns tonight, guys. So we'll run through them all. But we want to let everybody know what we're doing here. So Wes, give him an idea of what you've got running right now.
Right now, I'm running my Kickstarter for a creator-owned comic called Savage Sasquatch. The elevator pitch is Bigfoot in space.
Yeah. It's a 3-word elevator pitch. That's not easy to do, guys. It's not easy to do.
It says it all, man. Like I can put more words in there, but it just boils down to Bigfoot in space. If you can't buy into that, you may as well move to the next campaign.
So I just dropped the link in there, guys. So if you're hanging out watching, you are welcome to check out the link. Again, we are going to show you all of these. We'll go through these a little bit together as well. Up next, our fourth guest today, or our fourth part of the panel today, is Mr. Monte Moore. Monte, you back home now, or are you still out in the AZ?
I am back home in Colorado, and it is snowing the last 2 days. So
you got the snow.
It's a winter wonderland outside. I love it.
It keeps telling us that it's going to snow out here in Michigan, where we are, but it's not happening yet. So I'll let you have it. You've got you appear to have the jacket and you're prepared. I'm doing the short sleeve thing. I don't want any more snow right now. So I'll let you
wear short sleeves. I wanted to, but it's snowing outside and I'm in the garage. I have a big garage studio. I converted the one part of my garage to a nice big art studio. So
Oh, excellent. Excellent.
there's cars on the other side of that window.
So, Monte, you've done a few Kickstarter projects, but the one you have running now is
Blood and Bullets.
Blood and Bullets. Do you want to give them I just dropped the link into my feed. Oh, quickly, guys. This is being shown on my feed, Comic Unity, and our YouTube page. So the links that I'm dropping in are on my personal page. Of course, anytime you want to, you can just go to Kickstarter.com, type in the name of the book that you want, Sasquatch, Legend of Oz, Blood and Bullets. Those will come up. You can look at them all directly yourself, but we are going to go through them a little bit too. Why don't you give them the 3-word elevator pitch, Monte, or do you need a few more words?
I need a few more words, but I can say it with gunfights and vampire bites in the Old West.
There you go. Gunfights and vampire bites. That's good. I like that. I like that.
I like a little rhyme, a little alliteration. You got blood and bullets, and it kind of says it all. It's a story I wrote back in 2000, I think 11, and it's a screenplay that's been optioned 3-4 times. It's not currently under option currently. So one of my goals in just getting the comic out there and the Kickstarter is to help market a lot of my stories to Hollywood for film and television series.
Sure. Yeah. Excellent. And then, of course, guys, my campaign is currently running right there. It is The Legend of Oz, The Wicked West. We crossed 400 backers today.
Woo!
We crossed $20,000 today. We've unlocked some fun stuff, some fun bonus add-on covers. We've unlocked a whole bunch of stretch goals. And tonight we're just going to kind of chat. What's up, Andrew and Chuck? We got all kinds of people hanging out with us. Thank you, guys. As we're talking, guys, as always with these shows, there's not really a format here. We're all just kind of shooting the shit and talking about what we do and how we do it and why we do it. If you guys have questions for any of us, please feel free to just drop them in. We will be able to just drop you in just like this. What's up, Stephanie? What's going on? So Jim is the odd man out, of course, because his campaign is finished. It did break his records, as we talked about. So congratulations to Jim. And I know what's next for you, so we'll probably just save that for later, because what's next for you is what's next for me too. Well, for kind of, sort of,
technically,
yeah. But what's next for me and what's next for Wes is actually happening too. Where Wes is going to be doing the colors on the Goth Day book that we're going to be launching as a quick Kickstarter on May 22nd. So be ready for that. But Wes, let's actually go. Let me get back to your campaign, because I was bouncing around getting links here. We'll go back to the Sasquatch. I've watched you do these campaigns a few times. Have you now? Because you've done campaigns for the single issues, right? And then this one is for the trade paperbacks. You're getting the whole thing.
No,
happening here?
This is just issue. It's issue 5 printing.
What is this issue 5?
Yeah, but I offer all the issues in the campaign.
That's what I was reading.
I've got back stock, so if you've never backed up before, you can still get copies of issue 1 through 5 now, since I'm getting the funds to print issue 5.
That's what I was looking at, and I was like, wait a minute. Okay, it is issue 5. So here is issue 5, guys. We're going to kind of scroll through it a little bit and let Wes just tell us what's going on. So it is funded. He has funded. He's hit the goal. 172 backers. Just rolled over $5,000. So no worries about that. And here is some of the campaign. So just give us a little running commentary, Wes.
Sure. Well, obviously this is the explanation of what a Sasquatch is. Bigfoot and astronaut equals the awesome Sasquatch. So I figure if you approach it pretty fun, give people a laugh, they might remember you a little more and be more keen to support you. Sure,
yeah, and you do a lot of crazy memes where you've got like pictures of people holding stuff up, and it's like, hey, they're holding the Sasquatch book. You're good at that whole meme marketing thing for sure.
That was something we started with my old small press publishing company. We started the very first Kickstarter we did like 5-6 years ago that was unsuccessful. We just had this idea and we started with a picture of Oprah with the book, and the campaign failed miserably. But I was like, that's a genius marketing idea. Once I finally started kicking off doing my own Kickstarters 2 years ago, I was like, I'm taking this idea because it's just too good not to do. It's hilarious. Nobody else is doing it, but I see more people doing it now. But yeah, it's just, I figure if I got to bother people all day long with, hey, look at my book. It's so cool. Check it out. Come look at my Kickstarter. I may as well give them a laugh, man, because the book itself is very, very fun and there's lots of humor in it. So I think it just, it helps work towards the tone of the book as well.
I never would have guessed that Sasquatch in Space as a story would have been a comedy. Like, I never would have guessed that.
It doesn't set out to be a full-blown comedy, but it doesn't shy away from it,
Okay. Chuck Pino's already asking the hard questions. Like he wants us to take up the entire show here. What is about your main original characters from these titles that excites you and makes you want to tell their stories? Chuck, we'll handle that on your show, sir. Because we got things to do here. Although I would ask though, where did this idea actually come from to put a Sasquatch in space?
The short version, a like 4 or 5 song EP from a stoner rock band I'd never heard of.
Okay.
And the stoner rock band was named Lopan, and I'm like, that's awesome. I have to look at these guys because
from
China's the best ever.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then they had this EP called Sasquanaut that had a monkey in a spacesuit on the cover, like a bad Photoshop job or something. Like, man, that's a great word. That's got to exist. And I kept looking to see if there was a short story or a novel or comic book or anything out there for months. I'd look off and on, and it didn't exist. It just didn't exist. And it finally was like, oh, I make comic books. It doesn't exist. So I need to make it because I want to read this so bad. So
this makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So you got your creative team here. Who are your creative people?
On the left, that's McLean McGuire. He's handling the lettering. He came on with issue 3 or 4. 3. He started on issue 3 and took over lettering because he's better at it than I am. and then Gabe Santos, he's the penciler and inker. He is an understudy of Harvey Talabo of HMT Studios. Harvey's done Arrow, Danger Girl, Psylocke, currently doing Star Wars, High Republic. Harvey's a great dude. Worked with Harvey on another project, and he's like, I got a bunch of guys in my stable. Like, they all did trials of drawing Sasquatch, and like, not this guy, not this guy. This guy's really good. This guy's really good. Not this guy. And so we kind of went from there. And Gabe he sold me pretty much out the gate. It's like, man, this guy's never drawn a comic before. He's like, no. But like, well, he's gonna draw one now because this guy's awesome. And he's killed it, man. He's just done. You wouldn't have known he was a newbie.
So this is his stuff we're working on right here. These
panels? That's all. This is the kind of story so far. Catch up for like, hey, these are the rundown of issues 1 through 4, and yeah, these are all interior shots from Gabe and my colors on him. And it's just like, hey, this is what happened, and the real quick rundown. And yeah, of course, you got to have a forest throne. Like, why wouldn't Sasquatch have a forest throne? Of course, he might be tripping. You never know. Guess you have to read it to find out.
Spoiler alert. And what's happening in issue 5?
Issue 5 is
including the Buck Rogers little homage there. Very nice.
Oh yeah, with a little bit of Big Trouble in there too. You see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, issue 5 is the beginning of the end of volume 1. It's the first of a 2-part story. I've really tried to make sure every issue stands on its own. So issue 1 is a complete story. Issue 2 is a complete story. And of course, they all come together. The conclusion of volume 1, though, was just too big to fit in one issue. So it is a 2-part story for 5 and issue 6 that will be coming later this year.
Okay.
And basically, they go to what lovingly call Space Vegas, which is just a giant casino world set on an asteroid comet. And everybody that's pissed off at Sasquatch or that he's wronged is all coming into this one location to come and get theirs. And a lot of chaos, a lot of fun, a lot of characters. So it's a lot of work.
I don't know how I never came up with Space Vegas. That I feel like I missed a beat right there. I missed the beat. So you win. You win on the Space Vegas. I like that.
I try. But well, I mean, and you're going to Space Vegas, you got to go a little James Bond. So everybody gets like space suits, not NASA suits, but as you see, tuxes. Everybody's got to get a new wardrobe. By the end of the last few issues, everybody's looking pretty ragged and like, nah, let's get some new clothes. And
you got anybody in that blue spandex like Buck Rogers happening? You got it.
Yeah, where's Wilma Deering? Where's Aaron Gray?
Cameo. I think you need to draw in a cameo, Wes.
If I could get Aaron Gray, that'd be pretty rad.
There we go.
She's awesome.
So what do you get with the Sasquatch?
Well, the standard issue is 24 pages of story, no ads, and I offer 3 variant covers, standard variant covers, A, B, and C. One by Gabe Santos, who drew the A cover for each issue. So issues 1 through 6 with Gabe's cover will make one large poster image. If you scroll down just a little bit more, you'll see a small thumbnail. There you go. There's a small thumbnail. So they all connect from issues 1 through 6 by Gabe. The cover B is by my longtime collaborator, Craig Babiar. He used to write and draw Warrior Non Ariella. He did stories for I Hunt Monsters, which is when I started working with him. We've done Pirates and Ninjas together, Pirates versus Ninjas together. We've worked together a long time. He kind of stepped back from comics for a few years to live life and do his own thing, but he's come back in, started helping me doing covers, and he's killed every single cover he's done of these. They're just he took a break from comics and got better, which is just staggering to me. And so he's done all my cover Bs on this just because he's like, hey, you only drew covers? Like, yes. And then cover C is by my buddy Giuseppe Cafaro, currently killing it on Power Rangers and Miss Mass and Vampirella and Synapse for Heavy Metal. And we did a bunch of work together on Fathom and Soulfire. And Giuseppe is just one of the best dudes I've met in comics. And yeah, I've been really fortunate with my covers. I've made a lot of friends over the years, and it's like, hey, I'll color something for you. You do a cover for me, and they've come on board and come out swinging with some amazing covers. This is the Kickstarter exclusive cover by my man Marat Michaels, and the king of homage. I was like, well, I got to get me an homage cover for the first time ever with issue 5. I got to go X-Men 5. It just made perfect sense because I had my Russian Sova Yeti, almost man Russian cosmonaut.
I love it.
Yeah, you're stepping right on Jim Noble's toes right here.
That's really awesome.
Maybe he's got big feet. I don't know. And
there you go. There for those that don't know, that's what we're talking about.
The classic Jim Lee, man. That was like, this would be really cool. And it works out because issue 5 and issue 5, I was like, it's a no-brainer.
It's fun. I'll give you that credit. Yeah, I'll give you that credit. Yeah, for sure. So we can get digital copies, of course.
Yep.
Artist editions for every issue are available. So why don't you tell them about what's going on there?
The artist editions are the basically the black and white versions of the books. You can see Gabe's pencils and inks in their raw form, no colors. I just have the lettering on it so you can still read the story. And I mean, he killed it, man. He's a phenomenal artist, and people should see it. So did that up, and people have seem to like it pretty well. So, but I keep the print run pretty small on those, so those are really limited. But they are available digital as well.
So I'm seeing, what is this Kickstarter exclusive? What's happening here?
Those are all the previous issues. So the top line's issue 1, which was Kickstarter exclusive. That was the Paolo Pantalena cover. And then we got issue 2, which Kickstarter exclusive was Kelsey Shannon. And then issue 3, we had the Kickstarter exclusive from Rod Thornton. And then issue 4 was with V. Ken Marion.
Oh, yes. I know Ken.
Great dude, great artist. And lots of other great artists. I mean, we got Jordan Gunderson in there, Shaheen. I can't pronounce his last name. I don't want to butcher it, so I won't.
Got some merch.
First time offering shirts, so this will be interesting. And lots of merch. I got stuff left over from previous campaigns that I'm.
So is this stuff for sale that you're doing here, or is this stretch goal stuff?
All the stuff is for sale. I haven't announced any stretch goals yet.
Okay.
But yeah, I got lanyards. I got a patch. There's stickers and prints and guitar picks, and there's some extra, very limited merch in the add-ons because I only had a handful of them left. So, I got a hard enamel pin, which I think came out freaking awesome. And then I'm offering up sketch cards with my limited drawing abilities, which has been pretty fun. I enjoy doing those. It's kind of relaxing, even though it stresses me out. I don't know how that works, but it does. Then,
so there's a video here, time lapse. I think we can play this. Let me see what happens if we play it.
You should.
There we go. Basically
offering a digital coloring tier too. So if you got a cover that you need done for your Kickstarter or your comic book or whatever, I'm offering a limited number of those. So there's just a real quick video of a little bit of what I do. So you can see that I can do this for you, hopefully.
What's that tier run? That's kind of a unique offering.
It's running at 175.
Okay.
And you'll get the digital coloring and then all 5 issues digitally, I think, is what I did this time.
It's wanting to buffer on me over here, so we'll just let it go. But you guys can watch that video. A little bit going on there. So where are we here? This is original art stuff.
Yeah, this was my buddy Craig Babiar, who I mentioned earlier. He offered up some sketches, and this is one I had on the last campaign that the backer bailed out like on the last hour of the campaign. So bought it like day 1 and backed out on the last day. So I still had it. And so offered it up. That one actually sold on day 1 right there. And then under that's one more original art that's available. That's the character Crimson Ombre, aka Creepy. And yeah, that one's available. That one hasn't moved. I can't believe why. And this is the last chance. If it doesn't sell within the next couple of days, I'm just gonna keep it forever. I already paid Craig for it, and I love it. Then the add-on exclusives. There's one that's the Indiegogo exclusive variant that I did for issue 1. So I tried Indiegogo on the issue 1 campaign, offered an exclusive cover, and Indiegogo did not do well for me whatsoever. So I offered I printed a limited number of those and gave it also to the Kickstarter backers who pledged at a certain level. And it's like, hey, you get basically a free comic in addition for pledging. And I found I still had about 10 left. So, oh, hey, now we got add-ons. Here you go. Let me put this in here. There's the hard enamel pin. And then offering up, I did a kind of a color art book of some of the work I've done, covers and commissions, and I've got a couple copies of those. So I offered that in the add-ons as well. It's a range of work from stuff with Billy Tucci to like, hey, I colored this commission. I think like I've got like Green Arrow and whatever else in there. So good stuff.
So this is what are they saying about it? So this is where you got your mom and dad to tell everybody how great the book is, right?
Yep. I did that on the first couple campaigns. I was like, this is the best comic ever, Mom.
That's
But yeah,
fantastic.
this is the sheet of other industry guys that have graced me with some good blurbs. So I put that up there. And then just other guys down below that have offered up links to reviews or blurbs from reviews, backer commentaries.
We don't. This Chuck
Chuck.
guy. We don't deal with this Chuck guy at all. Chuck guy. I don't know.
Chuck's actually also come on as an editor for me now.
Oh boy. Oh
Actually,
boy.
even started with this
Sucker deal, huh?
because he helped. Well, he and I were working on the projects following Sasquatch. We started and kind of gelling, but actually I kind of ran into an issue in my script on this one. I was like, man, it's here, but it's just not right. I offered to let him read it, and he kind of like, do this instead. I'm like, oh crap, it's like the same thing but in reverse. I'm like, that's duh, yeah. Oh, hey, you want to help me out? I said, sure, man.
So Chuck just got an extra bonus point. Apparently, one more point for Chuck.
I love Chuck.
Then you've got
He's a trip,
some more reviews down here.
It goes a little ways, and then this gets in the reward tiers, just graphic representations of all different rewards.
Yep. So there you go, guys. There is the Savage Sasquatch rundown. This is issue 5. You can get all of the issues if you missed it. So if you have not pledged yet, you can do so. And then there's going to be a 6 coming at some point later this year.
Later this year, yeah. It's already drawn. Like before I even launched the first Kickstarter issue 1, I had all the art for 1 through 6 done.
There you
So
go.
it's been a matter of getting it colored and lettered because
Chuck is so proud of this picture. Like he is so happy with that picture. I can't even, like, he was going on and on about it the other day. I mean, granted, it was in the back of his book. He had just gotten his book published, and he was like, "Oh my God, my picture's in a book." I'm like, okay, Chuck. All right.
I was just glad he gave it to me in black and white too, because it matched the motif of all the other photos. I'm like, all right, I don't have to do anything.
See, you should have like colorized it. Like you should have just been like, you're a colorist. You should have just been like, whoop, put a little coat of paint on
Put a little rouge on his lips.
Yeah, yeah. A little bit of the what's that hot sauce that he was dealing with? You just put a little bit of hot sauce tear coming down his eye, you know.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm crying hot sauce. Yeah.
That just gets into the bio of the creative team. And
there we go.
It's just kind of like, hey, this is how I came up with the idea. This is why I'm doing it. Kickstarter's awesome. You should support Kickstarter, if not me, but give me money too, because my book's awesome. And this is the 5th one, and I've delivered everything on time and mostly early.
There you go. Excellent.
Bam.
Excellent. And like we talked about a little bit, my project with Legend of Oz that's happening right now, the next project that will be happening is World Goth Day, May 22nd. Wes is going to be coloring some of that. You want to do that share screen again, and we'll give him a quick
let me
pop.
pull it back up.
Yep. We'll give you a quick little. This is a work in progress, guys, but it'll give you an idea of what it is we're doing with this, not just from the coloring standpoint, but from CB Zane's lines, the sort of the entire design work that we're trying to work with here. So here we go. This is a page from World Goth Day that is in progress right now. Of course, it's Catnip returning from World Goth Day after she was first introduced in the spin-off comics that Wes did. So that is CB Zane on line work, and he and I worked on this page design stuff to get the notes in there, because that's part of the story. And of course, and now, so when we came to the colors, I was like, Wes, look, we did a great job on the Catnip, but I want to push it again. I want to push these colors into a different realm. I want to really kind of grab the noir part of this while still kind of having that superhero color part. And the little test page that he did was like, holy crap. We did a couple of little fine tuning, and now off we go. So there's a little work in progress for you all. And that will be May 22nd, like 3 weeks after Oz ends. So just be aware. It's happening fast and furious. Speaking of furious, Mr. Monty Moore, you look furious.
I'm actually just furiously drawing because I have a deadline for The Mandalorian, so I can't show you what I'm doing. But I was just my hand was doing its thing.
Okay. All right. So let me do a quick search here and find this project again. And then we're going to let you chit chat about what this is. There we
Great.
go. And of course, guys, everybody that's watching, we got a whole bunch of people watching. If you got questions as we're going for Wes, Monte,
Hit us
Jim,
up.
myself, feel free to drop them in. CB is a legend. Yeah, we don't need to tell him that. You guys are really big on the whole like big head thing. Chuck and CB are both getting the shout outs. Holy cow. I don't know what we're going to do with them. Okay, so add to stream. There we go. We are doing it. This is Monty Moore's Blood and Bullets. Give me that tagline again.
Gunfights and vampire bites.
Gunfights and vampire bites. Yes. Gunfights and vampire bites. You are well funded already. 349 backers rolling right along. So give them the little spiel here as we kind of scroll through. And is this a number one? Yeah, this is number one. Okay.
This is a number one. It's a 48-page graphic novel. My penciler is from Italy. His name's Silvano Beltramo, and he's a freaking superhero. And since Christmas, not only did he already draw this entire issue, but he's like literally nearing the end of the second issue. So he's turned in like 100 pages. And he wasn't even working on mine full time because he did another comic in between the two issues.
Wow.
So I freaking love that guy. And then my colorist is the same as my last project, which is called Loco Hero, which was also a 48-page graphic novel. And in the Indie Creator Awards this year, Loco Hero won Cover of the Year for the Honor Bound cover, which helps raise money for veterans. And we also were runner-up for Publisher of the Year and Indie Character of the Year. So that was nice to hear from the fans on that. But this project here is, I had written another screenplay back in 2009 called Dead by Sundown that was also a vampire Western. And I was approached by a producer who's a female producer. And she said, love the story, love the concept. But I, as a woman, would love to see, thank you, Ash, would love to see a project that had more female characters prominent. And the Dead by Sundown script was mostly a male-dominated script. And so I said, well, let me write something totally new for you. She was like, wow, really? And so I think in sort of 2 weeks to a month, I wrote a new screenplay for her. And she has since optioned it 3 times. And in this story, the two main leads are Mary Masterson, who's a gunfighter and hired hand. And the secondary character is named Blackbird. You can see a little bit of her there on the lower left pages as well. She's from the Maricopa or Pima people in the Arizona territory. And so you get a Native American and you get some real culture clash, if you will, in the story, in that Blackbird is married to a white guy who's Mary's brother. And then you also have the Native American tribe saying, we don't want you to be there. You should be back here with your people. So there's some cool kind of cultural issues in the story, as well as cool action and strong, sexy female characters. It's come about pretty quick. Here's some of my covers in here, as well as what I call my art core team, and that's who works on the inside of the book. And a couple of my drawings on the left have been digitally colored by a new colorist I'm very happy with. His name is Federico Siak.
Hey, how you doing too?
He's super easy to work with. He's very fast. Does a great job. And he had never colored over. You see on the left there, you can see my drawing of Mary, and then Blackbird down below. He had never done digital coloring over a fully realized a grayscale drawing. And he said, yeah, I'd like to give it a try. And I think he did a great job.
Yeah, that came out really good.
So he's happy with that. I love supporting a lot of the other artists. So not only if I bring in somebody who's a variant artist and I do, variant covers, just like Tom and Brian Polito and many other, we kind of all do it. That way you get the cross promotion of those artists. But I love, giving the artists that are inside the book their shout out and their promotion and their tags online, because I can remember 30 years ago when I was first starting, I self-published with some friends our first comic book in 1993. And I was the colorist, and I hand airbrushed the entire book. Fell flat on its face. We didn't make any money. That was 30. It was.
I thought everybody made money in the 90s, Monte.
It was 20 years before Kickstarter. We packed up a van full of about 3,000 issues and said, well, we're going to go to this thing we heard of called San Diego Comic-Con. And if there's 30,000 people attending, which there was at the time, we thought, well, that's not hard. We just got to sell a book to every 10th person. Right. Now, believe it or not, we actually did sell about 1,000 books at the show. So, for a bunch of greenhorns who didn't know Jack, we were pretty happy.
Listen, I remember those days. I remember going up to, oh my gosh, Joe Linsner and his what was his company before it was serious? Whatever it was. I think it was just Cry for Dawn. It was like CFD publishing or something. And I mean, it was just him and like 3 guys, and they were just like sitting behind the table, and like nobody was there. And I was like, what is going on here? Like, this is awesome art. I tried to buy his banner from him. I was like, dude, you want to just sell that banner and not take it home? He's like, no, man, we gotta keep this for the show. So I was like, all right, fine.
Well, back then a banner was like $500. Now you can get a banner for like 50, and we all sell them. You're like, you want to take that home? Great, I'll build another one. Yeah. That was the olden days of the early 90s of cons. Oh my God. Yeah. 92 was my first San Diego Comic-Con. It is not what it is now, is not what it is then, what it was then. It's much more Hollywood now.
Yeah. So what are we looking at here?
So a couple of new artists that I hadn't worked with before but I've known in the industry. So Jason Metcalf on the left, and Steve Scott on the right. Both of them, Jason has a little bit more of a modern style, and I like the fact that Steve Scott's style is very classic, very traditional, great comic look. And I use part of that image that he did, which was the very first one that was turned in as part of my header. I just felt that little slice of Blackbird and the kind of teeth and the face in the background just kind of encapsulated gunfights and vampire bites in the Old West.
Yes.
And then Murat Michaels and I do some trading of covers. I'll draw one for him. He'll draw one for me. His campaign just finished yesterday, broke insane records, like 85 grand, 600, 800 backers. It was off the hook. So I actually had a cover in that campaign, and I only finished the cover like 2 weeks ago. And so he just turned in this cover for me, and Federico turned it around, did a great job. That's on the lower left. And then, I'm always scouring the Facebook groups for new, eager, hungry talent. Yep. And if you go back up, the one up there on the lower right, another new guy, Marcus Vinicius, did a fine job. I bought his original art, so I've got his line art here. And sometimes I hold on to that stuff as a potential reward, or who knows, maybe that artist turns into the next Jim Lee, and you're glad you have their art. So he's a new artist, giving him his shot on something for a cover. These are some of the same covers that are being offered in hollow foil. We have new debuts coming out. And then some of the newer rewards we're offering are...
So is that art coming? Is that going to be like only available as a hollow foil?
So I can let the cat out of the bag here that right now I have approved sketches, and I'm waiting for covers from Sabine Rich. It's my first female artist. I had Nia Ruffino as well, but she had to, her work schedule was very full. And so I said, yep, don't worry about it. We'll get you another project. So she couldn't be on the project. Dawn, of course, I asked her as well. She was very busy with Divinica and some of her projects. But Sabine, we've been talking for 6 months. So she's working on one. And then also Mark Huizinga, who I've never worked with before, and he's turned in his sketches, and I'm eager to see what his are as well. So one of those two is going to drop right in there and be all offered as a hollow foil.
Nice. Excellent.
Yeah. Then I do a philanthropy. So this next image that you'll see here is one of my pieces of art. That's a combination of some of my fine art pieces. And people who back this tier for an extra $20, and that money is going to the Native American Heritage Association. Native American Heritage Association. Yep. And so for the Loco Hero Kickstarter, we raised $3,300 for veterans. And then I did a sketchbook project and had some Western art in it as well. And so on that campaign, we had a horse equine therapy group that we did a nice donation for as well. So each of my campaigns always has a little bit of philanthropy and it ties in with what we're doing. So here's one of my drawings. This is a tier where you can somebody can back that and get the original art for the cover. So I usually have a couple of upper tiers where people can either commission a full cover color painting or drawing, they can get sketch covers and they can get remarks. So this is one of the upper reward tiers. And you can see Mary reflected there in the knife as well. So we just hit we got a new stretch goal yesterday at 25,000. And so I put those up there today because we had just unlocked. I designed the new patch for the Blackbird patch. And then we have a new fun sticker, the Dragoon Saloon. Get a shot and a bite.
I like that.
So then coming up, stretch goals would be some trading cards, the 3-card Monte, and I'll do a separate drawing of each of the 3 female characters. And then the Masterson Arms pin is going to look like the back of a shotgun shell, and it'll say Masterson Arms.
Nice.
Yeah. And then there's bio and a little information down there on some of the covers and projects that I've worked on over the last 30 years.
Awesome.
Wow.
Thank you.
Excellent. Yeah, and Monte, I don't know if you saw, you were in the video the other day when I was showing off the new Oz covers that just came in. Yeah, Monte did an Oz cover for issue 21 that you guys, the backers, will start shipping those out in about like a week, 10 days, something like that. So keep your eyes open for all of those.
That's gotten good feedback. People have liked that style that's more, I don't want to say loose, but very high energy color, not comic style. It's a fine art style.
It's pop art, kind of,
I call it
kind of what I call it.
I call it the pop urban style.
It's good. Yeah. It was very different. As soon as you had posted some of that stuff on your page, I was like, all right, we got to do something here.
Oh yeah, when I posted that one of Dallas that I called Dallas, it had the jewelry and stuff, and you were like, "Bing! I need one of those."
Yes. I'm really excited to see the foils and the medals on that too. It should be pretty outstanding. Yeah.
Send me some swag.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, once we got it all in place, we'll definitely get the comps out to everybody. Craig says he got a couple of prints.
Right on.
Dark Spirits is awesome. Stephanie.
Well, thank you, Stephanie. I appreciate that.
So again, guys, if you guys have questions, you don't have to just sit and ooh and ah. We're here to talk to you too. If you got questions about Wes's campaign, Savage Sasquatch, Bullets, Blood and Bullets for Monty Moore, please feel free to ask questions. So Monty's only ended up, somehow I've known you for a long time, but you've only ended up doing like 2 covers for me. So we definitely need to get you back into the BDI swing here.
Yeah, right now I got to clear the plate a bit.
Oh no, I understand. Trust me, we're like way lined out, but
yeah.
I always like to tap people on the shoulder and be like, so how about like in 6 months, and usually that's okay.
Like a minimum. Yeah. Star Wars wants to do a calendar and I was like, I need to do how much by when? Come on. But I love it. Yeah. I love everything pop culture. I mean, I have a life-size Han Solo and Carbonite here in the studio. I mean, I'm a giant nerd. So. Whoop, and there goes the camera.
And there goes the camera again.
I died.
I saw some of the, I assume it's real. I've seen somebody with like these stainless steel refrigerators
Yeah.
that has Han like
Yeah.
as the
Oh
door.
yeah, it's a sticker.
Here's-
Yeah.
Oh, is it a sticker? It's not like an actual like mold.
I don't think so. It's a sticker that looks like it's embossed, and you can put it on your fridge. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Yeah, I kind of
my
want
God.
one.
That is
there's no
funny.
way. There's no way Laura would let me put one in the house. I have the man cave, and this is my domain.
The garage.
Well, I have a studio in the house too. That's the house studio, but this is like Studio B, where anything goes. There's a fridge and a microwave and a bathroom. You know, I could stay out here for days.
Are you sure you're not being banished?
I kind of like it out here, but then again, I'm a kind of a motorhead, so I like being out in the garage. I mean, it's heated, it's air conditioned. I'm fine. Don't fret
He's
about
fine.
me.
He's got the jacket. He's fine. He's fine. It's not a problem.
I just didn't bother to take it off.
Oh my gosh. All right. So let us run through the final Kickstarter that is currently live. Of course, we all know Jim Noble blew it and ended early. Premature something. There's a joke there.
Yeah,
it's age. It's just age. Thomas says, "What's it like working for the mouse?"
Yeah.
So I'm actually working for another big company who's a licensee. So all of my art that's coming out is through Thomas Kincaid Studios. Now, Thomas Kincaid himself died back in 2012, but they've turned into quite this sort of fine art kind of powerhouse. And so they have licenses for Marvel, DC, Star Wars, Disney. And so they work with a variety of artists. Matt Haley does some DC Comics art for them.
Wow, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time. I remember Matt. Holy cow.
Yep. Yeah, Matt's out in LA these days. He and I run into each other, stay in touch online. Been friends since my very first Comic-Con. I met Matt in '93.
Is he doing comics in any way, or what is he doing?
He mostly does behind the scenes Hollywood, drawing, concept sketches, stuff for shows, things like that. He occasionally does covers here and there, but not much. And he's done a few pieces for Kincaid. So their company that does that marketing is called Art Brand Studios. And so I reached out to them, did a variety of interviews. I'd already been a licensed Star Wars artist for a number of years. So it made it a bit easier, but not that easy. And then right then is when Mandalorian kind of took off. And so we were already talking about what we were going to do. And I sort of pitched to them and I was like, so do you guys have a license for Mandalorian? Like, this is freaking awesome. Let's do this. And they said, we don't really know. Let me find out. And so they came back like a week later and said, we added it to their lineup, and they said, let's go. And so I was like, oh, I'm ready. Like, let's do this. So,
Nice. Let's have a look. Show us what you got.
I can't show
So
you
close.
one that I'm working on, but let me see if
You
I
always
can.
drop the camera conveniently.
Oops.
Okay, so there's the first one that was released, right?
Cool.
So for episode 1. So that's one of their. They do an amazing job on their sheet glaze, I will tell you. My art has never reproduced that look. Gather good. It probably looks better than the original. So I'm doing 2 paintings at the moment. But again, sorry, can't show them.
I tried, guys. I tried. I gave it the shot.
Well, you know, sometimes I do accidentally let stuff slip because I was doing a live video in here and the sketch for this one was in the background. I was like, whoops. It's like, don't get me fired.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, guys, we are going to give you the rundown here on. Oh, I got to put this into the stream. There we go. So I'm going to give you the rundown here on the Legend of Oz. This is the third of 4 projects that is still currently running. Of course, we've got a little over 2 weeks to go. We end
you have
on
4
May.
Kickstarters running?
Well, no, just the 4 of us. The 4 of us.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was like, oh my God.
No, God help me. No. I'm pleased that we're caught up. We're on time with everything that we need to be doing just one is fine. But yeah, we do plan like way out, and that's the whole thing. Like with Goth Day, we've started working on this like over a month ago. The Camp Rad Dog thing I'm doing with Jim, we started working on that like over a month ago. So by the time we get to the campaigns, these things should be basically done, so that we can kind of turn and burn once the campaign's over, get it to print, get the stretch goals done, whatever we need, and just start moving quick. Yeah. So again, 15 days to go. We just cracked 400 backers today. $20,000. We've unlocked a bunch of stretch goals. Of course, we'll see those as we go down here. So here's some of the preview. I have a whole bunch of new preview pages, guys. So we're going to show you what we have, but I'm going to load up a whole bunch of new preview pages probably tomorrow. So this is Gat Melvin and Carlos Reno on art and Gat Melvin on colors. Same team we've had for the last 2 issues. So we have that continuity on art for what we're doing here. Carlos came on board way back in the day when Allison went over to DC, and he was going to pick up the book. And then, of course, we went over to Aspen and things just went all haywire. And so, flash forward about 6 years later, I was like, dude, Carlos, you want to come back to this book? And he was ready to go. I was like, oh my God, that's unbelievable. This book is yours. Let's go. And he has been nothing but a workhorse ever since. So here's some of his lines just by themselves. You guys can get a sense of what Carlos does just on his own. So we did have a special bonus thing for everybody that got in the first 24 hours of the campaign. Victoria Page is going to do a signed card for you all. There were 300 backers in our first 24 hours, which is fantastic. So all of you guys are going to get a free signed card by Victoria. And she is going to be starting to do some shows with us this year as the shows are starting to happen. So if you guys want to come and meet her, she'll be cosplaying Dorothy at some shows once we get them officially announced. Like I said, we've unlocked a bunch of stretch goals. So there's a Natalie Sanders card. There's a poker chip with Prywinko art on it. Keith Garvey sticker. Bun Leung, who does those amazing chibi pieces for us. Love what he does. And there's the backside of the poker chip. So you get Carl Liversidge on one side, Prywinko on the other. There is Jen Brumal's line work for the Cowardly Lion on a nice design card. And then we're about to unlock, we're really close to what is next. Brian Peterson's, it'll be a design card like this. So it'll be Brian Peterson's line art for his Country Girl cover that he did last year. So we've been doing a lot of like artist appreciation style stuff. We want to show, be able to show you guys what the artists are doing before the colors are coming on, because it's a completely different look. And we've had a lot of people asking too. So I was like, okay, here we go. We're gonna start to modify some of this stuff and give you guys what you're asking for. Of course, the cover rewards we have are super easy. This is Carlos Reno. General Ginger and the Gnome King. That is your basic A cover. We always have an easy access starting point. $10 gets you the cover. That includes your shipping. Easy peasy. This time we also have a B cover. It is Nia Rufino with a little bit of a sort of Night of the Living Dead homage with the gnomes coming out of the ground. Again, just $10 gets you the cover. It's your shipping. You're in, you're out, you're done. Super simple. Everything else that we do from the basic covers are all just $25, and it does include your shipping. So this is Keith Garvey. This is his third now BDI cover. Came out fantastic. We have Pedro Perez and the Scarecrow.
I like that style. That's really cool.
Yeah. Pedro's amazing. He's got this amazing like animated style, and when you see the covers, when you get them in and you got them in your hand, it's got like this nice little blur over it, so it really looks like, this is like a cartoon, on the front of a cover. He's done a bunch of stuff for us, and this one I think might be my favorite. It's really great. He's got great body language, great color, great, just the style is fantastic. So we are loading up Pedro with more work for sure. This is a guy that we found a couple of years ago, Carl Liversidge. Another guy who I just keep feeding work whenever I possibly can. He is actually a student. I don't know what you call it of Art Germ.
Okay, yeah, I've never heard of him.
Mentorship
Nice work.
and so on, that kind of thing. He told me. So Carl Liversidge, he's done a bunch of covers for us. This is Queen Zixie of Ix. This is actually her first cover appearance. She did appear in the comic earlier, but this is her first comic appearance. So Carl does digital art. But when you get it, it's like, wow, this is, you can see the textures. It's a really nice piece of I mean, it's all art, regardless of how it's produced. But sometimes I get surprised at what people can do digitally. And Carl is one of those guys that surprises me. So we're always thrilled to have Carl. He's got something that might be coming up in April, which would be a bummer. But if not, we're putting him right on Camp Rad Dog like immediately. So everybody just keep your fingers crossed. Otherwise, I'm sure we'll be able to get him back for the last Oz that we do in October. Paolo Pantalena has been bouncing around with us of late. We got him on last year for Ursa Minor, which is about to ship to you guys. Then he did an Oz cover, which is about to ship to you guys. There is a Critter cover you have not seen. And he is going to be part of Goth Day in May. So keep your eyes open for all kinds of Paolo. Every time he finishes a cover, he's like, okay, what's next? Like, God damn. All right. Well, we'll figure out what's next. That's fine. No problem. General Ginger and friends. So this is Brian Peterson. Now, last year we did in November, I think it was 4th, is Princess Day, National Princess Day. So we did a set of princesses versus zombies covers that were basically what we call a 360 set. It's like a matrix shot. So it's the same shot from 3 different angles. It came out really cool. So we decided to go ahead and do it again. The first one is available right now. This is General Ginger, obviously Dorothy over here, Glinda over here on the left. So the next one will actually be Glinda. It'll be available next Wednesday. So imagine this shot and then turn it so that Glinda is in the middle and Ginger and Dorothy are in the back. And then the third one will shift again. We'll have Dorothy in the front and the other 2 in the back. And that will be the complete set 360. And it looks
genius and a lot of work.
Great idea.
It's a ton of work. And
it's pretty clever.
when I told him the idea for princesses, I was like, so this is the idea. He was like, what? And I was like, look, just draw this. Right. And so he kind of sketched it out. I was like, okay, now take this and turn it. And put that character in the front. And he was like, oh, I get it. And then it was off to the races. And it was an amazing set of covers. And I was like, yep, now we're going to do it again. So he's always game for new things. He takes notes very well. And I'm excited to get the rest of these. It is being colored by Kevin Castro. You guys know him. He does a lot of stuff with Jesse Witchman. Yep. So he's actually working on the second one right now, and we'll have that on Wednesday. You guys will be able to get part 2 of the Brian Peterson covers. Then we have the sort of the bucket list, I guess. This is Ed Bennis.
Damn.
I have been I've been a collector of Ed's basically forever, especially since he was on Birds of Prey so many years ago. I love that run. His art is incredible. I was like, how do I get you to do a cover? And it was like, well, time, here. Finally, he came through. And then when we were talking to him about colors, he was like, well, who do you have to color it? And I was like, well, I got Nia Ruffino. They were like, done. So basically, we got to put the DC team back together because Nia had colored Ed's stuff over for DC Comics many times. So I was like, yep, let's just give me that DC magic, Nia.
Did you get the original art from Ed? Did you buy the art?
I do have the art, yes. I do have the art.
Nice.
Yeah. Yes. And incidentally, this cover is almost sold out. There are 9 copies left, folks. 9, a total of 9. That is it. When those 9 are gone, that's all she wrote. Now you'll still be able to get it in the super big combo pack. We still have some of those available, but if you just want it all by itself, better get it quick because it's about to be sold out. Here's some of the add-ons that we did. This is Nia Ruffino. This was her Scarecrow cover for issue number 3, way back about 9 years ago. So what we did is we're doing a retro foil version of it. You guys can get this cover as a foil for the first time. They'll be printed to order. So if we get orders for 15, we're making 15. That's it. So again, make sure you get some of these add-ons added on ASAP. Combo packs. This is our spin-off for the Kaleida, TikTok and the Kaleida. It is a standalone series. You can just buy it all by itself and read it, but it is also the first appearance of the girl in green right there. It's also the first appearance of Queen Zixie, who you saw earlier from Carl. So you can grab that. We have
who did the art on that center one of her?
These are all Niai Rufino covers.
Oh, okay.
All three are Niai. Yeah. Then we have the Aspen editions that Aspen reproduced. These are all the brand new Jesse Witchman covers. So you guys can get a hold of those. Nice and easy. 1 through 6, all Jesse Witchman covers. Get the complete set. Plus, all of those are Aspen editions, so they have bonus material in them that was not produced in the original miniseries. So there is some extra story in there too. If you're brand new to the whole thing, we've got the whole thing for you. You can get every single piece of Oz that there is in one chunk, digital or physical, whichever way floats your boat. We've got all the old books, trade paperbacks, and so on. We can catch you up in an instant. And if you're of the collector realm, all 8 covers in one shot as well. However, here's the trick, folks, and this is the first time we've done this. You see down here at the bottom, we've got the Keith Garvey cover. If you're buying the entire pack, there is a bonus back cover right here that's going to be part of the Keith Garvey cover. This is the only way to get the back cover is if you're buying the whole pack. That is our little bonus thank you for diving all the way in with us. We give you that little bonus back cover, and it's only available for those that are doing that. We've allotted for 50 of these total. So we've already sold, I think, 27, I think is where we're at. So there are 23 left. And that is it. So if you do not have the All Things Oz, grab it. It is the only way to get the fancy front and back Garvey covers. And then there's the quick catch up, just the last 3 issues. If you just kind of want to see what's going on, we can do that for you as well. Then we have the specialties. We do our Emerald editions. So this will be like an Emerald holofoil. Cool. We did those on the last issue. We kind of did them as a test. We weren't really sure how they were going to look. But we put this green tint over it, over the regular art, printed it on holofoil paper. Holy smokes, they come out amazing. So everybody was like, dude, you doing emeralds again? Yeah, we'll do emeralds again. So they look fantastic. They're limited to 50 copies. So get yourself the Emerald Edition Scarecrow or the Paolo Pantalena Dorothy Gale. There is a regular holofoil for Keith Garvey, because all of that sky and rainbow will look fantastic on the silver foil. So we left that as it is. There's also a rainbow foil for Zixie, which will look fantastic. Those are all limited to 50 copies. And then there's the metal editions. There are metal editions for the Scarecrow, for Queen Zixie, for Dorothy, and for the Ed Bennis. All of those are printed to order. We're going to do a minimum of 10, but if we end up getting orders for like 12 or 13, we'll do the 13 and we'll be done. So that is what we're doing there. So Thomas is, yeah, it's far easier for 360. I don't know if it's easier for 360. It's a lot of work for 360. I am catching up on some stuff here. Love the 360s. Thomas says that the booties cost more. Yeah, sometimes the booties cost more. This is true. Love Prywinko. Yeah, we're trying to get her back. She's been so busy of late. We're trying to get her back ASAP, but not everybody's available all the time. And Moto says congratulations to Jim on his Kickstarter.
Yay, thank you.
Mike is dropping links all over the place for us. Thank you guys. We appreciate the link dropping. Stephanie says between Oz and Blood and Bullets, I got lots of Western theme art coming my way. Yeah, boy.
The time of the Western. We're making a comeback, y'all.
And Stephanie got a sketch cover from me. For the Legend of Oz, and
you're going to draw a sketch cover?
I am not. No, I am not. But she got the sketch cover, and she sent it off to. Oh my gosh! Now I'm not going to remember who it is. why am I blanking now? Stephanie, help me. Who did you send it off to? It's the artist for Polito and his La Muerta character. Joel Gomez. Yes, Joel Gomez. Yeah. So she sent it off. Yeah, he's fantastic. And I've known him for a long time, just kind of through Artist Alley. And so she sent it off to him and he did a sketch of it. And then they both were posting it online. And he was like, I didn't even know this exists. This was super cool. And I was like, hey, guess what? We could get together and, have you do a cover for it. And he was like, yes. So Joel Gomez will be on the last issue of Oz this year. Along with somebody else that we just talked to today who is also on board. So that'll be our first Joel Gomez cover. So I'm excited about that for October and our final issue. So guys, there we have all of our campaigns. We do have one more thing that we can talk about, which we can finally let Jim Noble say something. Let him get a word in edgewise. I'll just let you tell him what's going on, Jim. So, hey, Jim, what exactly is this whole Camp Rad Dog thing?
Well, so there's these two hack writers, this guy from Big Dog Inc. and the guy from Totally Rad Comics, and they're like, let's do the first time ever indie comics crossover event, summer camp event. And I was like, that's a great idea. Originally, I pitched a toaster idea, but he was like, no, summer camp. He was like, I don't want to do a killer toaster book. I'm like, fine, we'll do summer camp. Basically, imagine if Meatballs had sex with Meatballs 4, and then this is what you're going to get. Like,
yes, there are 4 Meatballs movies. I wasn't aware of this, but there are 4 Meatballs movies, yeah.
We learned a lot. Leading up to this campaign, because I only thought there were 2 Meatballs, let alone 3 and 4, and I've only seen 1, 2, and 4. I've never seen 3.
4 has Corey Feldman.
Wasn't that the Corey Feldman one?
Yes, it is the best of the Meatballs sequels, in my opinion. Not better than 1, but sequel wise, it's probably the best.
It's a really high bar.
Yeah, you get Corey Feldman and he's dancing like Michael Jackson. I mean, come on. And like every other scene is the topless lady scene. So for me, I was like, this is totally rad.
Big surprise.
Yeah, I was watching this and I was like, I want to do this as a comic book. This could be a comic book. I'm going to write this comic book. So here we are coming at you in July. I'm super excited about it. I know Tom's super excited about it. And this will be the first Totally Rad campaign that has under 20 variant covers, not even 20. Because normally I'm like 60, 70 variants, and this one we're going real low here. But we're doing some really epic variants. We're doing crossover variants with Tom for Big Dog Inc., where our characters crossing over, connecting covers, which I'm super excited about. I can't say anything on who's doing the art yet, but I know who, and I'm really excited.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be weird. And one of the reasons that we're not doing a ton of covers is because it's going to be 2 campaigns running at the same time. And
right.
And we want you guys to be able to jump into both if you possibly can.
Is it going to be campaign wars? Like who does better?
Yeah, oh yes.
Yeah.
100%. There is a trophy in the works for camp.
But one of you has to do the podcast topless though. Whoever loses has to do like the concession. You have to sit there so we can see the man breasts and everything.
Oh man.
Speech.
I really hope I win now. And not because I don't want to take my shirt off, but I'd love to see Tom without his shirt.
I'll wear a green I'll wear a green shirt so that I can like do something with the green screen, so I can give myself a 6-pack and make it, the
Schwarzenegger body.
That's right. Yes. Yeah, I understand how the green screen works now, so I can make this work no problem. I'm going to show you guys. We're going to give you exclusive look at something from Camp Rad Dog, and specifically from Camp Crossover, which is the Big Dog Inc. side of things right now. This is the line work. So Jason Hay here is doing the interiors of the book because he's got a really nice animated, fun style, and he's doing the cover. This cover was actually just a joke. He started drawing this all by himself. He's just like, hey, look at this. What do you think? This is funny, right? And I was like, yeah, and that's going to be our cover now. So here is the first public appearance of the line work. It is not colored yet. This is the line work for Camp Crossover. Those of you that know the movie Meatballs will recognize that immediately. So there we go.
I like how you're in the middle there, Mr. Ponytail.
That's correct. That was the joke. He was like, I'm just going to make this thing for you and it's going to be fun. And I was like, no, that's going to be the cover. So,
but he drew you like over 6 feet and you're like 5'8".
No, I'm 6'4", dude.
I know, I'm 5'8". I stood next to you.
Now
I
Jim
wanted to
does
be one of those Tom Cruise things where everybody or
I know, right?
Stallone, where they go, do you guys know that Tom Hutchison is really like 5'8", 5'6"?
Yeah, he's actually like 5'2", and
I have to stand on. I have to every time you meet me at a con, I'm actually standing on a step. Yeah, get that extra 8 inches.
He doesn't come from around the table.
He's standing on the skulls of those people that he's gotten on.
Well, yeah, everybody knows I come on these shows. I drink the blood of my enemies, so that makes sense. It makes sense,
right? Yeah, you got a little right there.
Oh, sorry. So I do know that that Jim's basic A cover is done as well. It will not be appearing here live due to
nudity.
Well, let's just say there's boobs.
Yeah, there's boobs.
I mean, what a shock, right? we had
That's
no
so
idea.
Surprising.
I had no idea there would be boobs on a Jim Noble cover,
and not just 4 boobs, but technically 5 if you count me on the cover.
This is correct. This is correct. It's a 5 boob cover. So
it's like Total Recall, but different and more weird.
Right? Yeah.
That's correct. Yeah. This is a fair thing. So guys, we're gonna let you give us final comments, final questions, whatever you need to know. Especially for Monte, Wes, and myself, with the campaign still running right now. Wes, how much longer do you have on yours?
It'll end on April 30th. So
April 30th.
Friday, a week, 2 weeks from today.
So you end a day before mine. You are the 30th. I am May 1st. Monte, when is yours done?
May 6th or I think May 7th. So we started on the 7th. I try to fit in between Brian Polito's Kickstarters because he sucks all the oxygen and money out of the room.
Sure. Yeah.
And because a lot of times I have covers in there, I just don't need that kind of competition.
Of course. So guys, end of the month into that first week, all 3 of us are ending. So do us all the favor and dive in. There's all kinds of good stuff. You just saw it all. There's all kinds of good stuff to get a hold of.
Yeah.
So yeah. Let's just do a quick social media run, Jim. Tell everybody where they can follow you.
Okay, you can find me on Facebook. I'm Jim E. Noble. You can also find me on Facebook at Totally Rad Comics. You can find me on Instagram. I'm Jim.E.Noble. You can also find me on Instagram at Totally Rad Comics. I'm pretty easy to talk to as long as you send me a message. Please don't add me and invite me to like your gaming page and I don't even know you, because that's annoying. Please don't do that. Just reach out and talk to me. I'm pretty fun to talk to. We can talk about boobs. Or the 80s. I love the 80s. Movies, music, TV shows.
He didn't even exist in the 80s, but he loves the 80s. Yeah. I mean, I will say that has to be a step up, because anybody that wasn't born in, or not born, but anybody that didn't exist in the 80s, but actually, is like, no, dude, the 80s, it's all about the 80s. I'm like, yeah, I got to give you the thumbs up. There's no 90s love, happening, because the 90s were a big mess.
There's nothing nostalgic about the 90s. The 80s were freaking awesome.
Yes, that's correct. That's correct.
Really, because I was in it. I mean, I graduated in 89.
That's correct. This is correct.
We had, our collars were up. And we were cool.
Let's be careful about the fashion sense.
This is my Marty McFly homage here. I got my
members only jackets, and
I never had that. I grew up in Idaho. We weren't that cool.
Oh my God, Wes, give us the socials.
Yeah, primarily use Facebook, Wes Hartman. Also have a Savage Sasquatch page. I'm on Instagram at Westflow. I forgot. Some numbers 78258. I think
you need to change whatever that is.
Right.
Yeah. Social media is not my strong point. And I do have Twitter. It's Sasquatch as well. And yeah, that's Facebook's my primary though, so pretty easy.
There we go. And Monte, what's how do they find you?
Well, me, so Monte Michael Moore, my artist page, Monte M Moore, of course, Blood and Bullets has its own page. My publishing company is called Maverick Arts. I've been around for 30 years, so you can go to Maverick Arts or Mav Arts online, as well as Instagram is Mav Arts, and Monte Mav Arts at Twitter. I'm not a big Twitter guy. I do post some on Instagram, but I'm primarily like the rest of the guys. Mostly, I like the interactivity of Facebook. It's very suited to the visual arts. There's just a lot more communication and camaraderie I find on Facebook. So that's kind of my main portal where I post, 2, 3, 5 times a day.
Yeah, and you've got that that art page that you run here as well. What it's the professional something? What's it called?
I actually have 2 groups. So one is probably close to 10 years old now. That's called Professional Comic Book Artists and More. And for artists to post there, you really need 3 or 4 mainstream clients. But it's both of my groups they're about sharing. So I don't allow rampant self-promotion. If you want to post your stuff there, you have to post other people's stuff. So I might share Joe Jusko, Drew Struzan, Frank Cho, something you publish, or Brian Polito or whatever. You're posting professional level artwork, because a lot of times pros don't want to post their art into forums that are just full of mostly fan art. And that's what a lot of groups have become. So this is just one that has a caveat. And then the more strange part is 2 or 3 years ago, I started a Western art group called True Fans of Western Art. And it didn't grow that fast. And since COVID, it's grown by 9,000 members. And so right now it has 11,500, and it's the largest Western art group on Facebook. And much like my other group, artists can post there, but people are encouraged to share Remington and Russell and McCarthy and, today's artists and older artists, but you can't just pimp your own stuff. It's like a lending library. You got to pay to play, and you got to share other artwork rather than, hey, here's my shit, I got to go. And that's what people do. And I'm like, yeah, not here. This is my gallery. You can't walk in and tack up your flyer and leave. I'll take it down.
Very good. Very good.
Well, that way it just fosters community. I'm trying to, and with stuff, both of those, I foster community. Hey, you're welcome to share your stuff. Anybody can post fan art on Friday, or if you're an amateur, it's open, but you still got to post other art. So.
Excellent.
Yeah. So
Big Dog Inc. Big Dog Inc. We have our fan page here. Twitter and Instagram is BDI Comics. You guys all know all of this stuff already. So Monte, Wes, and Jim, Monte, Wes, and me all of our Kickstarters are running. We all kind of end at the same time in about 3 weeks ish. So go take a look at the campaigns up close and personal, and send messages if you got questions. But it's pretty easy. You all know what's going on with Kickstarter. I think Jim and I
share each other's links out. It's like I'll 100%. Post Tom's, Murat's, Wes's. If everybody, it's a community, then you're not adversarial, you're collaborative.
100%. 100%. The more shares and links you guys do, the better it is. Because really, when we post on a group, we get to do it once a day. But if you guys go and do it too to all your groups, That's the virality of it, guys. That's how we get it spread around big time. I think Jim and I are going to try and do this again next week. Again, we're going to find a new crew of active Kickstarter folks and do this again for the next few weeks. So keep your eyes open for that. Tomorrow, Jim and David Fought and I will be back with Scene 1, Take 3, our little weekly movie chat. We'll be talking all things Wizard of Oz tomorrow with Oz historian and movie critic Ryan J. So keep your eyes open for that. We'll have some information tomorrow, but it's tomorrow here live on Facebook at 10 p.m. Eastern. We'll be doing Wizard of Oz stuff. So join us. Yes, community is the key word. Johnny, that is 100% correct. We appreciate anything you guys do as far as likes and shares and comments to keep all the stuff that we do moving through the interwebs. So we'll see you all tomorrow for Scene 1, Take 3. We'll see you all next week for more Kick Crowd. And that'll do us for tonight. We'll see you all later. Bye-bye.
Right on.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.